All right, in this video, example 1, we're identifying the domain and the range algebraically. Okay, so this one, again, remember we're looking for what makes the root 0, right? So if I set that equal to 0, that's going to help me find my domain, right? So set that equal to 0. So we get x is equal to 2. Okay, so that's going to be our domain. Okay, because we're going to have everything bigger than that, right? Because if I take the root, that would get me 0. So if I plug in 2, I'd get 0. And I can take the square root of 0. That's fine. So everything just needs to be bigger than or equal to 2. So that would be our domain. And then remember, roots kind of look like this. We have a positive a out in front of here and a positive x in here. So it's going to look something like that. And then after the root, we have this plus 1. So it's really just going to move our graph up plus 1. And then it's going to look the same. So it's going to continue to rise from this y value up. It's going to continue to rise. So our graph is going to continue to rise from 1 up. So that's our range, is that y value right here, that additional value outside of that. Right? So that means y is going to be greater than or equal to 1. Okay, sometimes it can change. Sometimes it could be less than or equal to if our graph faces down and such like that. Okay, but that's basically how we do it. And then if we were asked to graph this, we would just plug that as our central point, right? 2, 1. So I'd go over 2, go up 1, and then it's going to go up from there because my a is just a positive 1, right? So here there is no reflection. It doesn't reflect because there's no negative in front of that, and it doesn't reflect about the y-axis because there's no negative x in here. And then this would also be all positive because our whole graph is above the x-axis, so this is positive from x is greater than or equal to 2. Our graph would be positive. And then the end behavior would be as x goes to, say, infinity, f of x or y would also go to infinity because it rises. It doesn't go anywhere left, right? So since it doesn't go anywhere left, we would just say as x, say, goes to this value of 2, what does this y value go to? Y, or f of x would just go to this y value of 1. Usually they don't ask this part. They mostly just ask this part with end behavior when we do square roots. And I don't think in a video I've covered the positive part, but they're just looking for where on the graph is the graph above the x-axis or where is it below the x-axis.